London is Sadiq Khan. He wants to cancel President Trump's state visit to Britain. This after the president tweeted criticism of Khan's reaction to the London attack. Now, that state visit is not going to be cancelled, but it does show you that there's a spat here between the President of the United States and a municipal official in a foreign country, namely the Mayor of London. I don't think it should have come to that.
Look, Khan has never liked President Trump. He's been denouncing Trump ever since the day he was inaugurated. But remember, Khan said yesterday, we cannot let Donald Trump divide British communities. Stuart, they're already divided. The Muslim and British communities are already divided. And here we have a mayor who simply will not acknowledge this fact or the nature of this threat.
Sexist, homophobic, Islamophobic, racist. You've returned to that accusation that you made previously. What does that achieve?
Well, no, it's not. It's really important that we put out a hand of friendship to President-elect Trump. I wish him well.
You can't have it both ways. You can't call his policies sexist, homophobic, Islamophobic and racist and put out a hand of friendship at the same time. Well, or do you think you can?
I think the three things that even Donald Trump supporters would agree with is his policies are protectionist, nativist and unilateralist. I think that poses problems, not just for our great country and, you know, the world, but also for London. Now, look, you know, I want our government and our country to continue to have a special relationship with, you know, President Trump and the USA. One of the joys about a special relationship is like having a best mate. Our expectations are more for a best mate, our closest ally, than they are of others. And that means sometimes calling out your best mate or your closest ally when you think they're doing things.
It's not about how long we live, but how wide we live, said someone to me as I was trying to cry secretly on a bench in Kilburn. They said, you're just like me, so that means you're different. I pray to the east, you pray to the sky, but in London, we're in the same position. I don't know you, but I'm proud you're my neighbour. So glad you're here with me. You bring different experiences, different wisdoms. You belong here, so be wide here. Being here isn't about origin or intelligence, it's about bringing your elements. Expand yourself with whoever's next to you. Lean on me until we blend skins. Blur yourself so you can focus. The bigger picture includes you. Draw on the human experience so you can illustrate humanity. Humanity starts with hue. Community ends with unity. It's not about how long we live, but how wide we live. About how deeply stitched each of our fibres is. Everybody is London material. Each of us was cut from a different cloth and have become the fabric of a community. No matter where you can trace our threads back to, Timbuktu, Lahore, Hanoi. London means weaving our fibres into stronger fabrics, so our outfit is strong enough to endure the storms and keep us warm. Maybe you're a lake who believed they were just a puddle, befuddled that your ripples could turn into waves. Maybe you think you fell from the sky and landed here by chance, but that means the ground was extremely lucky. We improve spaces by taking them up. The gift is meant to be opened.
London, or are you worried it's no longer welcome?
About what?
Will you visit London during the state visit?
I will. I'm not a fan of your mayor.
Why not?
I think he's done a terrible job, the mayor of London. But the nasty person, I think he's done. I think he's
a friend of mine, right?
No, I think he's done a terrible job. But
Mr. Mayor, is that you are running down London. We are the mobile phone capital theft of Europe. 116,000 mobile phones stolen on London streets last year.
Huh? I got it. It's old though. Old iPhone, bro. Yo, I think we should dash it, man. Bro, it's old, broken, bro. It's not even worth it, man. Let's dash it. I'm gonna dash it, yeah?
Knife crime up 67% since you were elected as mayor. A rate... rape reported every hour. Now, you can cherry pick statistics, we can all cherry pick statistics, but overall, across the whole range of crime since you were elected mayor in 2016, overall crime in London is up 21%, and we're seeing that at a time when, thanks to the decisions that you're making and the priorities that you're making, policing is in retreat. We're losing officers, we're losing police station front desks, we're losing control of our streets.
You okay?
That's why people are concerned about it. So that's why people are emailing me, and I'm sure they're emailing other Assembly members, and I'm sure they're emailing you as well. But you're just not hearing, you're just not listening.
No hesitation at all in saying we need more migrants in London. And let me explain why. So I'm not equivocating. It's really important for me to say this why. Park the social benefits to our city from migration. Park the cultural benefits to our city from migration. I've spent this morning... Of our city's leading business people who create jobs, wealth and prosperity, they've got a skills shortage and a labour shortage, right? We've got a pipeline of training up Londoners for future-proof jobs. Even if every single Londoner who's currently not working was to be trained up to do these jobs, we still have massive number of vacancies, record numbers of vacancies in the health sector, in social care sector, in hospitality, in tech, and so forth. And so
London in the evening, how it look like? Oxford Street, that the center of London. Center of London, look how is it? Oxford Street in the evening. That's absolutely bad. Police can do nothing. Oxford Street is full of people. Look, gypsy. You can see the police here, but they're still sleeping. The 5-star hotel. That's London 2000.
Surely he would support the switch spending from buildings to town centre teams that have, over the last year alone, reduced personal theft and personal robbery. And a big part of that is mobile
personal
phones
theft
as well.
is off the scale, in not just year on year, but again, across the whole time of your period as mayor. And yes, I would support looking at different priorities, but the £7 million that it would cost to keep these front desks open equates to just 0.5% of your consolidated climate budget. That's why I want a different priority. I want to keep Londoners safe rather than just trying to look good in front of your C40 mates.
What's the most dangerous place to be around here?
Here? I'd say every area of London, literally every area, is sketchy.
I love that.
The nice areas are sketchy, the bad areas are sketchy.
What the member is suggesting is that we instruct TfL to break the law and use money that TfL uses to negotiate electric buses, break the law, ultra-virus, switch that to the Met Police Service to pay for front counters. Firstly, it's breaking the law, nothing new to reform.
It's extraordinary. We have record knife crime, record phone theft, theft from person, off the scale, shoplifting, off the scale. Original question of the front counters, which was raised. So at the meeting we had last month to discuss this, you were invited, but you didn't come. You sent your deputy to face the music rather than doing it yourself. So on that occasion, what did we have? We had silence from Sadiq. We heard an exchange earlier on to arrest a comedian for a joke. Again, you hide behind this operational independence. Can I finish this? You hide behind operational independence every single time. On the tube strikes, Mr. Mayor, all you've said is that TfL need to get around the table. You are TfL. You are the chair of TfL. So why the silence? People look to you for leadership, and they are not getting it. You have silence from Sadiq yet again, yet again, and yet again.
Soho. Soho today. That is crazy, fam. Let's party, fam.
Welcome to London. Homeless people. All queuing up just to get a cup of soup and a drink. This shouldn't be happening in this day and age, should it? This is England, eh? Bringing illegals over, but not looking after their own.
We ain't got no troubles, no reason to complain. 'Cause here in great old Britain, we just love it when it rains.
Morning.
We're cozy here at home,
Even though it's not our own. But wait a few more years and who can say? Everything is just fine. Everything is grand. Your life can get no better when you're living by the letter in this pleasant land. Everything is just fine. Everything is great.
The streets can't get no cleaner, nor the rat meat any leaner.
No, life is just first rate.
Everything is just fine.
These fish fingers are a steal.
Prices up a smidge.
Just 100 quid a meal.
Empty purse, but hey, could be worse if there was nothing in the fridge.
Strategic realignment means I get to work for myself. Yeah!
Paying off my law degree with tips from each delivery. Excuse me, sir, I have your tandoori. Everything is just fine. Everything is grand. Your life can get no better when you're living by the letter in this pleasant land. Everything is just fine. Everything is great.
to buy.
It's time to jump ship.
We're tightening our belts with a stiff upper lip, 'cause everything's just fine.
Okay, they got a pretty good track record of showing you what they're going to do. Naomi Wolf.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned London. I think your big picture analysis is spot on because it's something we've never seen before, and that's the goal. You know, they are planning to destroy New York the way they destroyed London, in exactly the same way. So I agree with you. So Sam Antar, as I mentioned, this whistleblower, currently former CPA, did this heroic analysis of Open Society Institute and the money flow of Open Society Institute, this Soros-funded nonprofit, which, by the way, as a former liberal, it funds everything, right? Like we've applied in the past for grants from OSI. And as he showed, it's a complete circle, which is thoroughly illegal. So I hope that, you know, the Secretary of Treasury and the head of the IRS watch War Room because they need to take a look at what Sam Antar has found. It's thoroughly illegal. You're not supposed to use 501c3, which means nonprofit, right? Like you write a check, you get a tax deduction if you're the donor. That cannot be used for direct political advocacy. So in violation of every IRS and campaign finance law, Antar has shown that $4.5 billion from Soros, right, from the Open Society Institute, much of it is flowing through 501c3s like Open Society Institute, Tides Foundation, into C4s. Now, what are they? Don't zone out. Very important, Posse. C4s can engage in political advocacy. There are things they can't do, but they can take out ads and say, you know, this is an important issue. They can help candidates with some restrictions. So all this money illegally gets shifted to C4s. Now, the C4s are like Tides advocacy right on the ground, working families, right? That completely Marxist communist entity. And then those people get elected. What happens then? $16 million of taxpayer money from the government of New York goes back to these programs, right? And not only that, that illegal 360-degree money flow is not complete. A lot of the $4.5 billion is being kept in an offshore tax protected instrument. So these donors, these billionaires, right, are getting a deduction on their taxes that is completely opaque, that can't even be scrutinized. So everyone is making out like a bandit except the people of New York. And what you are seeing is then this entity can prop up baseless puppet candidates with no record, like Zoran Mamdani, who claimed he had 50,000 people out on the street volunteering. How do you get that? He couldn't back it up, right? And he said 20,000. The point is you can't get
the Working People's Party, where should people go to find out more about this? Because folks they think this is traditional politics. This is not traditional politics. This is the Red-Green Alliance. This is Marxism combined with radical Islamist combined, and they'll put on any happy face, right, to tell and the media hasn't done any investigation on this guy whatsoever. What you just said right there about Uganda and the parents and his owning the home, you don't see that in the New York Times. You don't see that anywhere. Nobody's on. They all love this guy. He's their new Obama, right? He's the new Obama. So where do they go right now, Naomi, to learn more about this? Because folks, this guy's going to win. He and his movement are going to take control of the financial capital of the world, and you ain't going to vote him out of office for decades because they're going to take control of power. They're going to run the elections, and they're going to show you, unless President Trump, and this is what I'm saying, the template in D.C., get ready for New York City because that's the only way you're going to get it back. Naomi, where do they go to get more information on this?
Well, I want to respectfully disagree with you. I think we have 2.5 months for an intervention. This is such a cesspit of illegality and IRS violations.
I totally stick through the break. I totally and completely disagree with you. 2.5 months, there is no possibility, unless there's some divine intervention right now, that the collection opposing this guy comes together. But stick through for a second. I want to, because I appreciate the fact of these young candidates in the New York Young Republicans Club and what people are doing. And you see some of these new candidates in the TikToks, it's amazing. And they're speaking for freedom and what they're trying to do. But there are darker forces at work here in the financial.
Spectacular. Right. And yet the Mayor of London can't be there.
I didn't want him there. I asked that he not be there. I don't want them. I think the Mayor of London, Khan, is among the worst mayors in the world. And we have some bad ones. If you look at Chicago, but I think he's the equivalent of the Mayor of Chicago. I think he's done a terrible job. Crime in London is through the roof. The Mayor of London, Mayor Khan, has done a terrible job. And on immigration, he's a disaster. Now, I asked that he not be there. He wanted to be there, as I understand. I didn't want him. I've not liked him for a long time. I just think, I have a certain pride in London and UK. My mother was born in Scotland, as you know. And when I see Mayor Khan do a bad job, the stabbings and the